everyone. I'm Manna. This is Maru and Aria. There are no other cats in here currently, and we're back with more of the letter. When we last left off, we finished up Zach's story, or Zach's chapter, and we are getting ready to start Marianne McCullough's. So, yeah, I believe that's where we left off. We met Kylie, traumatized by Kylie. It's fine. I have my tea. My matcha super green tea. So, let's go ahead and continue. Also, I didn't mean to go all red today. That's just kind of what happened. I dyed my hair. Because, why not? I was getting bored. Needed a change in color because the weird coppery blonde I was doing was not doing it for me. There's not a lot of color options in the hair color aisle anymore. Like, there used to be a lot of options, but now it's like you got mostly blonde options, some brunette, a little like black with some blue options. You got some red options. This is actually cherry flamingo is what the box said. Yeah, I know. I use box dye. I'm a horrible person. I don't have money to go to a salon. What the fuck you talking about? This shit's expensive. I paid under $10 for this, and I did it myself. It was exhausting. And somehow, I've still got... You can still see a little bit of the copper blonde right in this spot here, where it didn't take, even though I saturated it. I don't know. It is what it is. I think it turned out good. Y'all don't need to tell me I'm pretty. I know I am. I'm not that full of myself. I couldn't even say that with a straight face. So yeah, real quick, let me get my phone out of my pocket because it'll drive me nuts. Okay, so let's see. We'll catch up on our journal real quick. So, October 29th. Zachary's nightmares become worse with each passing day. To help clear his mind of the unwanted images, Zach took a visit to the park. There he met little Kylie Torres. Question on the enunciation of that. I'm also not sure that I'm reading it correctly because of the font that was used. A precocious young girl studying at St. Goretti. Upon returning to his apartment, Zach was greeted by Ashton and Isabella. Now suspicious of what was happening, Ashton informed Zach that he and Isabella will try to get to the bottom of this. He also warned Zach to be careful. No shit. Okay, and then that was the same day that she found the necklace. Okay. Having this is going to be so helpful at the end. Sunday, October 30th. A terrified Zachary went looking for Ashton in the Ermengarde mansion, but to no avail. He also tried to warn Luke Wright about the spirits supposedly living in the house, but was simply turned away. As he was about to give up, he received an urgent call from Ashton, ordering him to head straight to the Salem Well residences. Yes, okay. So, caught up there. Profiles. We're on Marianne now. Marianne McCullough, birthday July 14th. Cancer, 30 years old. I'm dyslexic and this font doesn't help. Height, 5'11". I'm so jealous, bitch. Occupation, interior designer, former architect. Nationality, Irish. Religion, Roman Catholic. Education, Bachelor of the Arts in Architecture. Likes chocolate, cats, classical arts, country music, karaoke, okay, board games, yay, video games, yay, anime, also yay, and other obscure pop culture items, yay, yoga, thank you, I need to go to yoga more. My local library has gentle yoga classes every Monday, and I'm super excited about it, and I've been trying to go. I've been managing to go like once a month, but it's so hard to keep up the consistency, but I'm trying. I'm trying to get myself to go every week because I know moving is good for me. I know yoga is good for me. It's going to help keep all the thingies from fusing together. So I need to do it more. I need a yoga buddy. I don't like going by myself. I need a yoga buddy. Get on the dating sites and looking for yoga buddy, not romance. All right. Left in a dumpster as a baby. What? She was found by a peddler and spent most of her childhood roaming the countryside in a beat-up van. What? Her father taught her how to read, write, and pray. Though an unconventional life, it was all she knew. Child welfare and protection eventually caught on and required that she have a proper education. She was provided a scholarship at St. Samantha. I can't fucking read that. It's definitely Sam, TH. And then I have no idea what the last part of that is. I can't. ANN, Samanthan? I don't know. School for young ladies. And was bullied for being a charity kid. Marianne only had one friend and was mostly focused on her studies, intent on graduating and returning to her father. A shame that he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's soon after. Aw, that's so fucking heartbreaking. Her work as an architect in Ireland lasted until the Irish economics crisis. She moved to England, and after some time, Luxbourne in search of better career opportunities. Ooh, so we're caught up on her, and we currently have a negative relationship with Isabella. That's unfortunate, but everybody else is fine for now. All right, so let's jump into the story. 7:15 p.m. The numbers are so little on the top of my screen, and they glare at me with such intensity that I can just hear their accusations. I'm late for a night out with the girls, yes, but I have a perfectly good excuse, jeez. Considering I didn't follow typical office hours, they really can't expect me to be able to just go as I please at 5:30 on the dot. The client is, first and foremost, my priority. I have to sit tight when my personal assistant, Chris, tells me we have a big one coming up, and that I shouldn't miss this one. He knows a lot more on the who's who, and the what's what when it comes to these socialites, and I trust that judgment call. I really don't have time for rich people, their trauma, and their politics. These sort who were born with silver spoons in their mouths, and who are used to wagging their silver tongues about. I let him handle the negotiating with them for the most part. Why else would I have hired him? But he told me I'd received a message about it an hour ago.
Now, if only he has the full shilling when it comes to the time.
Come on, I have a social life too, you know, to an extent. Sort of. Pressing my head against the table, I try to stave off an oncoming headache when the notification for a new email pops up. All I'm expecting is a, hey, this looks like a good project I found. Go send them a design, or something like that, really. That's how it often goes. Even with these rich, jammy clients who's heard of me from their equally rich, jammy friends, can't expect them to hire me right off the bat. Which is all well and good and reasonable. We figure out what they want, send them my portfolio, my drafts for their projects, my rates, and hope for the best. This is a big client, Marianne. I'll babysit Ruthiel for you. Just please take this one project. I promise this person is huge in Luxbourne. This email and any attachments are intended solely for the use of the addressee. If you are not the intended recipient, they have been sent to you in error. Any unauthorized use of information is strictly prohibited. Cool. Oh, well, I already read the whole email. Mr. Parker, this is a formal request to secure the services of Marianne McCullough, hereinafter called the designer. As authorized by Hannah Wright, hereinafter called the client, for interior design work at Ermengarde Mansion, Luxbourne, LX 18, ORF, United Kingdom. Is that a zip code? Like, what? I don't know what. I don't know. The client hopes to have the designer there on October 21st, Friday, with the time pending. But as I open the email and see that I've been requested by the client specifically, well, I certainly didn't expect that. And it's pretty straightforward, too. Anyone else would probably be excited. They would be working with the Hannah Wright. She's just one of those rich socialites that everybody loves to talk about, no matter how hard I try to tune out such nonsense. Kind of like Paris Hilton. It's the first one that came to mind. It would have been enough for me to reply an affirmative to Chris and leave, but he has never pleaded for me to take a project before. We've worked with big personalities in the past, celebrities, bankers, and even a few politicians. My PA had been indifferent about those. So the question bounced about my skull before I spy one of the email attachments. A newspaper clipping from the Luxbourne Daily Business News section, posting the headline, Wright Enterprise donates £2.5 million to refuge. At the grand opening of a new Wright Hotel last Wednesday, our local billionaire couple, Luke and Hannah Wright, announced the donation of £2.5 million to help Luxbourne Refuge keep their services open. Unexpected, but certainly welcome, this follows only a month after the couple's previous donation of the same amount to Save the Children UK. One of the largest donations, this amount will help keep the safe house in Luxbourne open for several years. With this money, Refuge can keep helping women, children, and victims of domestic violence. There are rumors as well of the charity talking with the couple and looking into building a local center equivalent to their Gaia and Athena locations. These rumors have come to us due to one of the Enterprise's employees mentioning a Project EOS. This font's too small for my dyslexic ass. Anywho, it certainly caused quite a stir back then. Apparently, they had invited businessmen and socialites everywhere in the guise of it being some big business announcement.
$2.5 million and an expensive-looking party to boot. These people sure know how to throw their money around.
Fair. Not that I should be so callous. They're going to do a lot of good and help a community of people with all those pounds. I, of all people, shouldn't criticize such acts whether they were for show or not. At the very least, I know they'll be able to pay my rates. With the headline out of the way, however, I find myself staring at the picture that came along with the clipping. Because, wow. Here I am, expecting a sour old woman in a blazer and skirt. But the woman that was plastered on the front page looked like she belongs on the front page of the entertainment section, or even, if I am to be crass, as the pinup for a glamour. Okay, I'll be real here. A men's magazine. She sure knows how to rock that dress. Wait. Her hair, her eyes, her lips. She can't be her. And at the same time, she is her, only several years older. She looks just like... No, come on, Mac. The world is full of pretty blondes. It's just a coincidence. With a shake of my head, I snap out of it and reach out for my phone when it buzzes, nearly falling off my chair in the process. Who else would be on the other line but the very people waiting for me?
Oh, piss. I'm so sorry, Cam. I'm on my way.
That's what I say. Yet, I still don't move from my chair, face flushed and heart racing. I can only stare until I can will myself to reply that, yes, I'm accepting the assignment. And it takes even more time for me to just close the image, shut down the computer, and leave. Even then, it has already burned its image into my head, no matter how much I wish it would just disappear. It makes me eager for the alcohol and the company. It makes me eager for anything that can help me forget. Boy, you should have looked at the man in that picture, let me tell you. You should have paid a little more attention to him. I'm not against... I'm part of the LGBTQIA plus community. Like, I'm part of it. Not judging that. Saying she should have paid attention to Luke. You'll see why. You'll understand, I swear. It's a good thing that the nearest pub is just a hop, skip, and a jump from here. The Galway Shawl, as it is called by those who frequented the place, is the only decent Irish pub in this county. You can pretty much tell that someone is new if they call it by its official name, the Crawl Bar. My home away from home ever since I moved to Luxbourne. Well, that is when I'm not cooped up in my condo and working anyway. There's good alcohol, good company, and thank God and Saint Cecilia, good music. Crowd favorites like the Bothy Noise, the High Wesleyan Men, and Second Fusion Orchestra are often played. Not to mention the singing. I love singing. Anyone could just break out into a drinking song, and the others in the pub were just wonderful that they'd start singing along. And doing so while intoxicated is the best way to go about it. Hey, it's a win-win as long as I don't puke in the middle of the chorus, and as long as I can get home in one piece at the end of the day. And tonight is karaoke night. What better time than to try and sing all my worries away? That's what my intoxicated brain tells me.
The ghost of guilt and sorrow remembers who I am, and in the prison of my heart, I was my only slave.
But drinking only reminds me of my home, and the thought of home makes me think of her.
But in the depths of my cold soul, I'll leave the burden and despair.
Makes me nauseous. It sickens me that the smallest reminder of her can cause me such grief.
I'll fight for what's worth fighting for. Forget the fear, forget the rest.
Of course, that might just be the booze. Any other day I would have scolded myself for drinking so much.
I lied to the Lord, I lied to myself, I lied to you and everyone I care, until there were no more lies to tell.
I feel like I should know the song. But I already have a client, and we'll be having our first little meet and greet in a few days.
Cowardice is easier than being brave, but at last I found the strength I lost to sing my love letter to you. 'Cause people can lie, but my lone heart beats true.
I want to at least enjoy this night, get over the hangover tomorrow, and return to being a prim and proper professional after.
That song was for Cam, our lucky bride-to-be. So give her a hand, Galway Shawl.
Considering the state I'm in, one can excuse my smug grin as cheers and applause rise among the pub's patrons. I feel a sneeze coming on. Because, possibly off-key public singing aside, I feel like I'm on top of the world right now. And that's a good reason as any to belt out in front of these strangers. With good drinks and good friends, there's nowhere else I'd rather be tonight. And I forget for a short while.
And that song was brought to you by Marianne McCullough, everyone! A round of applause!
That was so good. You rock, Marianne.
Oh, please stop. You're just saying that.
You know neither of us can hold a tune, Marianne. A toast to our shameless drunk singer. May your drinks forever flow and your notes be ever lovely.
If anyone deserves a toast tonight, that's Cam. Finally sealed the deal after 3 years, eh?
Read 'em and weep, bitches.
Mala's diamond engagement ring gleams as she holds it up for all the world to see. She has reason to be proud. 3 years of living together, and her boyfriend finally asked her the big question. Obviously, she said yes.
Don't get too attached to that ring or the one after, sweetie. I was wearing a wedding ring not so long ago, and look at where I am.
I ever get married, I'm doing a tattoo of a ring because my fingers swell a lot. And I don't want to have to get a wedding ring cut off. That just sounds horrible. So I'm going to get a tattoo if I ever get married. Also, because of the swelling in my hands, I once got a bowling ball stuck to my hand. That was fun. Didn't have to have that surgically removed. It did eventually come off after enough shaking.
But enough of me being a downer. Cheers to a happy engagement!
Of course, if something like Harana's divorce were to happen, I'd be there for Cam. Just as Cam had been there for me, acting more than just my yoga instructor. I can't be happier for my friend right now.
Cheers! Cheers.
Well, we both will be there for Cam, won't we? Harana and I. Harana. It's been a real bad year for her ever since her divorce. Such a nice person, even loaning me money to open a studio, and she didn't deserve what her husband had pulled. I'm happy she's smiling again and pigging out like she used to. I think we've all missed our Japanese firecracker. We met in yoga class, something I had joined to keep myself in shape and, well, honestly, so that I could make friends when I had moved to Luxbourne. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. I need a yoga buddy. Clearly, it worked like a charm. And it definitely didn't have anything to do with the fact that I brought along my lucky D20 die with me on that first day. No, sir. I don't think I have a lucky D20. Sorry, Mar. I just noticed that your basket was on top of my dice bag, which is probably making you a little wonky over there. I don't think I have a lucky D20. I've got a lot of... I need to clean my bag. It's covered in cat hair. I love these girls so much.
What about you, Marianne? You're 30 years old and you still haven't got yourself a man.
Listen, I don't need no stinking man.
And you guys know I have a very busy schedule. I don't have time for that.
Oh, come on! That's a lame excuse and you know it! You need a man who'll take care of you and you need it now! Maybe some hunk will be your house hubby while you rake in the dough.
I'm quite capable of taking care of myself. Who needs a Mr. Right?
There's a joke in there.
Hey, look at me. I'm Marianne McCullough, a lawful neutral cleric with 9 points in wisdom and 8 in charisma, but I can't get myself a date.
Well, there's your problem. You have an 8 in charisma. There's your problem. I mentioned druids and demons once. They don't even know the rules or understand what the numbers mean. And I certainly am not some sort of holy person. I am a far cry from a miracle worker, and I barely have the willpower to fight off demons, especially my own.
Actually, maybe she isn't looking for a Mr. Right, but a Mrs. Right.
I mean, that's fine too.
Oh, my Marianne, we still love you even if you're in the closet.
That would explain some things. How do you know you don't have a ring anymore? Maybe you two can be together and I don't have to worry about my best girls being alone.
They do make a cute couple.
What are you on about? There's nothing to explain.
But the more I deny, the louder they tease until the other people in the pub start to watch. It doesn't help at all when Harana drapes her arm over my shoulders and leans in.
Will I be all yours then? Will you be making me feel like a woman?
I know that they're just kidding around, but this doesn't make me comfortable in the slightest. So when Kamala notices my silence and Harana sees the expression on my face, they stop. And when the awkward air settles over us, the rest of the pub goes back to whatever they were doing before the whole thing ever happened. They probably won't even remember it when they wake up with massive hangovers anyway.
Sorry.
Me too.
Hey, no hard feelings, right?
I raise my glass. They smile. We drink. There's no need to say more. We're all definitely far too drunk tonight. Eventually, the fun times end. It's a weekday, after all. And with Harna being a nurse, she still has to get ready for her next shift. Cam also has a loving fiancé waiting for her at home, and really didn't have to make a fuss about having left some buns in the oven when she took off early. Really, I understand. I was the one who insisted, who was determined to get pissed drunk anyway. Moving to the bar I sit, alone at last. Alone with a stranger, and we will call it there. We'll call it there, because things are about to get interesting. Also, I want to apologize. I had intended on dressing up for the episode that was literally going up on Halloween, and then when I sat down and recorded it, my brain did not process that the one I was recording was going to be the one going up on Halloween, so I totally forgot to dress up for Halloween. I'm so mad at myself. So, it is what it is. But I am feeling a bit better, you know. I managed to dye my hair and I actually dressed up. Well, I'm in pajama pants, but I'm not in like all pajamas currently. I'm feeling cute and comfy. Starting to feel better. So I'm hoping, because for me, it's not even after Halloween yet. It's still October. But I'm hoping that the October slide doesn't just bitch slap me here in the next couple of days. Like, this is the best I've felt in a while. And I'm hoping to keep it this way. My hands are still super stiff. But overall, I feel significantly better than I have in a long time. So, grateful for that. Grateful for you guys being here and enjoying my content and just hanging out with me while I revisit an old story that I enjoy. So yeah. Thanks for being here. I really do appreciate it. That being said, I'm gonna call it here. I'll see you guys later. And remember to do something nice for a stranger today. You just might save a life. Bye.